Alright, we're at the B&O Museum entrance. Let's go in and take a look, see what they got to offer. Alright, so we are entering the Roundhouse of the B&O Railroad Museum. So let's take a look inside, see what they got to offer here. Oh wow. And so already just panning around here. You can see just entering this roundhouse here. This is so cool. And just the photo shot right here is so cool. And I believe there's signs on everything here. So what we got here is a clearance car, number CE15. Pan around this way. Horse drawn. This is the turntable. I do believe they hold train shows here as well. Sorry if this is coming out dark. I'll try and move around so get a better look. Walk around here to the different trains, that way everybody can see exactly what's here. B&O number 305, I believe that's one of the original Camelbacks. This is cool to see all this stuff. Cast number 1 Railroad show. So for the fans of Cast Railroad, looks like cast number 1 is here. And we'll get some pictures to throw in here as well. I just wanted to do a walk around of the Roundhouse for everybody. Photos will be on the Dakman Productions Facebook page. Okay, there you have it. So we are here inside the Roundhouse of the B&O Railroad Museum. We have two very unique locomotives I want to take a look at. One's called the B&O Camel, number 305. And then we have over here another cool one. the B&O William Mason. These are two very nice and unique locomotives. Now, if you take a look at the number 305, I guess you could say it was an early version of the Camelback steam locomotive. But as I'm looking at this thing, I just can't believe how this was actually made back in the day. But if you look at the trucks, they're wood. Everything on here is wood except for the friction boxes. But this piece right here is wood. And it just blows my mind that there's actually wood trucks holding this tender on this locomotive. So take a look at number 305, the locomotive. It's a pretty big, tall locomotive. The boiler was underneath of the cab. The cab sat on top of the boiler, completely on top, where the Camelback actually sat down further on top of it, and the fireman sat off to the side. But in this case, the locomotive engineer, sat on top of the tank. And just like a Camelback, the coal was loaded from the rear, so the fireman would actually have to stand underneath of the tender here, and he had to shovel the coal into the Camel from here, while the engineer sat up there. So I thought that was kind of like interesting to point out from here. And then there's some information, the B&O number 305 Camel. I'm sure you can see that on the information on the B&O Museum website. Let's take a look at this wonderful locomotive. I didn't want to leave this out, but this is the B&O number 25 William Mason. So this is another cool piece here. So I know I'm not doing this any justice. The lighting's a little dim. I'm sure it depends on a lot of sunlight to get proper lighting in here, but thankfully I have a camcorder that's good in low lighting conditions. But you can take a look inside here of this unique steam locomotive. So this is kind of cool too. Look at all that brass work. Or copper and brass actually. So yeah, it's really a neat locomotive. Once again, this is the B&O number 25 William Mason. Take a look at some more cool stuff. Another Roundhouse beauty, this B&O number 147. Looks like they finally got away from the wooden trucks and finally with the sprung trucks on this one. Wow. I would have never thought in a million years, but I guess that's the way it was all the way back then. It's funny how the evolution of trains came to be what it is today. But you just don't realize it until, you know, you look at something like this number 305 over here. How barbaric things were back then. You know, when you have a tender that's got a wooden frame and wooden trucks on it. It's kind of like funny. So now we are up to the B&O number 600, and we evolve a little bit more further. So now we're using coil springs instead of leaf springs, and it looks like there's still wood on here. That piece right there, that's just a big wood beam that's holding up that spring. One big giant wooden beam. So there's still wood on here, but it looks like finally, well, nope, there's still wood on this. Yep. So you have two giant springs squashed in between big timbers of wood on this tender inside of that truck. That's just crazy. We'll take a look here. So the B&O number 147 I just showed you is a Thatcher Perkins. And we're still looking at number 6 as I'm telling you that information. What a nice piece. It's hard to get. I mean, I got this as much as I can on a wide angle. I mean, just look at the artwork on this. The artwork alone on trains back in the day. I don't know if this was the actual artwork this came with, but I'm pretty sure that it is. It's just so cool. Of all the pinstriping, I mean, they really went all out on some of these locomotives back in the day. I mean, this is amazing. Looks like you got copper strands or banding, copper strand, little copper tubing. I mean, this just to see something like this is so cool. And so the B&O number 600 is a J.C. Davis. J.C. Davis. Alright, we gotta keep moving. We gotta keep going on. So we're looking at the B&O number 545 next. Not as fancy as the other ones I just showed you, but still, nevertheless, here it is. And we still have lots of wood into this. Wood trim, wood beams in the trucks of the tender. Number 545. And again, sorry that I can't get a better, wider angle for everybody, but I could probably do a better video on my cell phone, but I didn't bring a charger with me for it, so okay, we'll move on. Alright, so we'll step on board of the Chesapeake in Ohio, number 409. Let's see what that's like. Number 409. B&O. This is a Woodside passenger car, it looks like. Or a combine, maybe. Let's take a look. So yeah, here we go. Looks like we can move on to the next one. This one here is a Pennsylvania, looks like Pennsylvania U.S. Mail Railway Post Office car. You can see the information there. This is number 35. So take a look on here and see what we see. So here, yeah, MA and PA, number 35, Railway Post Office car. Converted this end of the car into a railway post office or RPO section to allow mail to be sorted as the train traveled between stops. The number 35 served as a combination RPO and baggage car until it was retired in 1954 after serving the railroad for 48 years. So there you go. So this is how they sorted the mail on the go. So we're walking outside of the mail car here up into a locomotive. And let's take a look at the more, because it looks like there was some more of this. Maryland and Pennsylvania baggage number 35. So you can see where the baggage would have been. So here's some cargo here. Panning around here. What do we have over here? Oh, there's some unique electrical controls there. Alright, so let's take a look at some other stuff here. Alright, so we're climbing on board this one locomotive that's on display. As you can hear, there's sounds in the background to make it sound like you're actually on a real locomotive. I have no idea what any of these controls do, sadly. I don't know much about steam operations. But I'm going to take a guess at this. I know there's a reversing unit. I'm going to assume this is probably the throttle I'm playing with right here. So I'm assuming this is the throttle. Two different sets of brakes are independent and the main brake, I'm guessing. And there has to be a reversing unit of some sort. To go from forward to reverse. I'm not sure what this big lever does. So if you're a steam locomotive enthusiast, put in your comments, what does this lever do that's on this big tooth thing here? I don't even know how to explain it. Alright, so yeah, I'm sure I'll be like, oh, I can't believe you like trains, you don't know anything about steam locomotives. No, I'm a diesel guy, sorry. And I got all these hand valves. So, alright, let's move on. So it looks like the train I was just, or the locomotive I was just showing you the inside controls on was Clinchfield number 1. Clinchfield number 1. Again, the trains are kind of tight to get a good video of it.